To doctors of Reddit, what's the craziest shit you have ever seen? Not me, but my cousin. She knew she wanted to marry her fellow pathologist boyfriend at the time when he called her over to look at a picture on his computer of a woman's spread eagle that had a small suspicious patch on the outside of one labia. It was one of those weird porn solicitation emails that were really common in the early 2000s. He wanted her to look at it to confirm his suspicions and then emailed the address back stating he wasn't interested but to go to a doctor immediately for testing. Close to a year later, he got an email back from a different email thanking him for suggesting to go to a doctor because it was a melanoma. Guy is 10/10. Cousin married well. He tells that story to everyone. Had a 19-year-old who was shot several times when I was in residency. He was coding on the way, we did CPR in the trauma bay, ran the ATLS algorithm, even did a thoracotomy. We kept going because we'd get a moment of normalish rhythm. After we were done and called it, I was sitting across from the trauma bay writing the note. I was an intern. Cleaning crew is in there mopping up the chaos. The kid sat up and let out this horrible guttural groan. Very likely just abdominal and diaphragm spasm that caused both of these, but nonetheless, scared the absolute shit out of everyone. Cleaning crew looked dead. Kid's just sitting up, chest cut wide open with his heart visible, then fell back down. We instinctively reran the code, but yeah, still died. Dumbest shit. 18-year-old moved in with her boyfriend. She didn't want to poop in the house with him, so she took Imodium on a schedule. No bowel movement for 2 months. Came into the ED with abdominal distension. She had a stool impaction that was her entire abdomen, pelvic bone to the base of her pericardium. It was like 15 kilograms. It had stretched her colon so much, it necrosed from the pressure. Had to have an open laparotomy to remove it and the dead sigmoid colon. And left with a bag. My relative's story, she was working in the ER one weekend. A woman was brought in bad shape. She had been in a single car accident. She was speeding, not wearing a seatbelt, and on her phone. She was also pregnant. By the time she got to the hospital, there was no longer a fetal heartbeat. At any rate, the lady survived but lost the baby. Then the craziness started. She sued my relative and the hospital, claiming that their negligence caused the death of her baby. Obviously this was BS, but some ambulance chaser had gotten his claws into her. After months of litigating, my relative was furious to learn that hospital decided to settle. She went in to complain to the admins about why they settled when it was clearly AB's frivolous lawsuit and neither she, not any other staff, had done anything wrong. The lady caused the accident herself and the baby was already deceased when she came into the air. They told her that it was easier and much less expensive just to pay the lady $50K and have her sign an agreement to forego any future legal action than to continue litigating. System is fucked. So lady in southern rural Oklahoma who got $50K out the local hospital, it's your fault that your baby died.